Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the show. I am your host, Mike Malatesta. On this podcast, I dig in deep with every guest to get to the roots of their success, to discover not just how it happened, but why it matters. My mission is to expose the ideas and clues you need to inspire, activate, and maximize the greatness in you. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the podcast and to one of my Friday solo episodes. So happy to have you here today. And today I'm calling this episode, Why Waste Gets Hidden in the Back. Why Waste Gets Hidden in the Back. As some of you who've listened to the show for a while know, most of my career has been spent in the waste management industry. Before I became a podcaster, I was in the waste business. I started as a driver, driving a trash truck when I was in college. And that inspired me, believe it or not, that experience inspired me to move into the waste business as for a job out of college. And I got a job in the waste business, and I over time, I made a career out of it. I started two waste management companies along the way, and sold both of those. And I just made a living doing the nasty stuff, handling the waste. And you may think that a trash truck, or if you've ever been to a landfill or seen a landfill on TV or something, that either of those is pretty nasty. But we actually made our businesses into handling the really nasty stuff. So we didn't handle the trash. We handled just all kinds of industrial waste, from a car wash pit, those are really nasty, to really stinky paint sludge, and believe it or not, to hardened chocolate in a big tank. You wouldn't believe how hardened chocolate is to remove. It's a bear. It's a real bear. So those are nasty ones. And I've learned to be one of those guys who always checks out the back of the house. So I go in the back of places, whether it's a factory or whether it's a store or a restaurant, or I'm always in the back or in the alleys, just sort of checking everything out, because I'm intrigued not only by the waste, but I'm also intrigued about why the waste ends up in the back. And the point is, I've learned a thing or two about waste, and that's what I want to share with you today. First, while the waste gets hidden in the back, that's what I say, it always gets hidden in the back, it gets generated in the front. The waste is made in the front. We make it in the front and we hide it in the back. And it may be impractical, but I'm convinced that if we left the waste right where it was made, instead of hiding it in the back, there'd be a lot less of it. And you're probably thinking, why are you talking to me about waste on this podcast? Well, I'm not talking just about physical waste. Think about it. When waste is near you, it's mine. And when it's hidden in the back or moved somewhere else, it becomes someone else's. And it doesn't matter if the waste is physical or mental, as I mentioned. It's the closer we are to it, and the less options we have to get rid of it or hide it, the more likely we will address waste and eliminate it. So my question for you today in this short little podcast is, how do you deal with your waste? Your wasted time, your wasted effort, your wasted relationships, or your wasted whatever. How do you deal with your waste? Do you hide your waste in the back of mind? Or do you keep it up front, where you can make it go away forever? See, waste is a tricky thing. It's something that we all have the ability to create, and we probably all need to create a little bit of waste, but it's what we do to prevent waste in our lives, in our businesses, in our relationships, or whatever, that almost always have the much bigger impact. So let's get the waste out of the back. Let's get the waste out of the alley. Let's get the waste out of the dumpster, and let's put it back where it belongs, front and center, and deal with it instead of pushing it on to someone else. And whether that's physical waste or mental waste, I know that we have it up front. We have a lot of progress. We can make a lot more progress on it than we otherwise would. So a little bit, I don't know, maybe a little bit strange of a topic today, but I was thinking about it, and I actually saw like a doorway that had the word waste written on it, as if the waste was put inside the doorway. And it made me think, no, the waste isn't in the back. It's just moved to the back from the front. So do yourself a favor today when you're thinking about something that you're wasting, instead of pushing it to the back of your mind or whatever, why don't you keep it up front and deal with it and turn that waste into something positive? Thanks for joining me today. I hope this episode brought some value to you. And until next time, maximize your greatness.